Hello everyone, it's Hara here and I hope you're doing well. What I wanted to talk to you about today is how to succeed on Twitter. What are the key things you need to do to succeed on Twitter? Well, the first things first, we've talked about how to get started in social world. But today I want to talk to you about what are those key metrics, what are those key things you need to measure to be able to succeed on Twitter. Of course, it's very important to engage, to have lots of content, lots of updates that you're publishing. But of course, you also need to know what's working and what's not working. Now, that is something that really would pretty much enable your success that you have in Twitter. But at the same time, it will give you an idea about where your strategy needs to go. Now, there are so many things you can track on Twitter. There's so many things you can measure on Twitter. But what I want to talk to you about today is just some of the key ones, okay? Now, the first thing first, of course, Twitter followers are pretty much the first things that you need to know. You need to see how many followers and how is that increasing over the time based on the content. Now, if you publish incredible or really insightful content, the Twitter followers and the number will keep increasing all the time. So if you see that the followers of your account is actually not going up, that's probably because you haven't been engaged enough. And when I say engaged, I mean publishing or engaging with other Twitters. Now, that's the first one. The second, of course, you can do tweets. Now, this is another metric, another measurement tool that you can follow to understand how well you're tweeting. Now, to do this, of course, you need to have a bit of a plan. How often you're going to tweet and what is the content you'll be tweeting about. The next one is, of course, mentions. Now, when it comes to mentions, again, you are what you publish. So if you have published a content that is relevant, that people find it very useful, they can be your customers or your friends, then they'll start to mention your work, and they will also start to kind of talk about it more often on the Twitter space. The next one is retweets. Of course, this is really, really important. Now, if you get lots of people, there are lots of people that retweet your content and things that you publish, that will really increase your influence online. Now, of course, as soon as that influence online is being increased, you will then get a chance to increase also the number of Twitter followers, because most of these metrics are actually connected to one another, so they actually work quite well together. And that's why I want to talk about all of them now. The other one is, of course, list. How many people add you into the lists of their followers? Now, if you are into different people's lists on Twitter, then it's probably an important tool for you to reach out to more groups and communities online, and you need to keep an eye about other people that are included into that list as well. And as soon as you understand who they are, you need to start following them, you need to start engaging with them as well, so to get the best out of it. The next one is favorites. Now, this is when you have really managed to publish something that is exciting, because as soon as people start to the next one is, of course, Twitter reach. How tweet reach, and there are several tools that help you do that, but how far your tweets are reaching onto different communities. And of course, the web is limitless. You know, social is making that even more possible. In other words, you have a chance to reach out to anyone you want, and so it's important to kind of see how many people, how many communities your tweets are reaching into. Of course, the other one is click-throughs. And that is another important thing, because what you need to do is you need to kind of understand which type of content is getting most people to click through your links. Now, every tweet most times will have a link. In fact, tweets that do not have links, they are, according to research, they're actually not as successful as you want them to be. So, depending on the content you're publishing, click-throughs and click through those links will actually show you which content is working the best. And of course, the last but not least, and which is the most important really when it comes to engaging with communities online and engaging around the content and around the things that you're publishing, are hashtags. Now, hashtags are an important way to group similar types of updates into one place, and therefore ensuring that the hashtags that you're using around your product or around your service or around your campaigns, you are attracting lots of people. This just gives everyone an idea of how well you're doing and what's that working out for you. So, in other words, as I said to you earlier, depending on the type of business you're in, different metrics might mean different things to you, and you might be measuring different. You might be measuring things that probably matter to your business the most, and therefore you will decide yourself. But these are some of the key ones that I believe would really help you out within your business. Now, thank you very much for coming along to watch this video. Please let us know what you think about these metrics that I just presented to you, and let us know the ones that are working the best for you, the ones that you're measuring the most. And please, if you have any question, post your question just below, and I'll be happy to answer that question with a video as well. So thank you very much indeed, and talk to you soon. Bye bye.